Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be giving my review of the 1999 movie Jin Roh, The Wolf Brigade. This movie was really something. Overall, I found it to be an incredibly realistic movie, as fights are not fair. There's no energy blasts or light speed martial arts, and I think that this movie handles violence in such a tangible and believable way. Both the violence that encompasses the world that the characters live in and the violence that the protagonist must face, as well as the effects of violence on his mind. However, despite the realistic and incredible depiction of violence in this movie, that's not even my favorite part. The romance between the protagonist and deuteragonist surprised me with how well it was written, and especially the themes of this movie and the relationship running alongside the secondary story told through the movie. The romance and its ramifications are my favorite part of this film. When it comes to the plot of this movie, I found it to be simple but well executed with some interesting plot developments. Now, on my first watch through, this movie was really confusing. A lot of the subplots, as well as the correlation with the secondary story being told, made a lot more sense on my second watch through. And this movie is one that, while confusing or hard to grasp at times, I also found that I had a lot of fun with it. You really can't predict what's going to happen next. And just as I thought that we reached the climax of the movie, we do a 180 and we get another climax that's even better. When it comes to the characters, I wish that we got a little more time with them. I didn't find them to be as deep as I wanted, but neither of the two main characters are poorly written. I just wish we had a little more there. The politics in this movie are interesting, and I really like the premise of the world that we're in. It takes quite an interesting turn that I wasn't quite expecting. The ending of this film, and more specifically the final scene, is something that will stick with me for quite a while. It is very memorable and unexpected. Now, being that it's an older anime film, it's done in cell animation, and boy, is this thing unbelievably beautiful. The lighting in some scenes is phenomenal, the animation is very fluent, the visual aspects of this movie left me speechless almost the entire time. And of course, the cell animation gives it that nostalgic feel akin to Berserk 1997, Cowboy Bebop, and Ghost in the Shell. I have watched this movie in both the sub and the dub, and personally, I prefer the dub, though honestly, both are pretty good. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. This film looks gorgeous. The voice acting in both the sub and dub are really good. The story is fantastic, with the ending I'm sure that no one will forget. However, on the first viewing, the story is really confusing, and I'm not the only person that thinks this. The characters, while well written, I wish were developed a little more. Those are really the only two main factors preventing this from me giving it a higher rating. However, this honestly is the best anime film that I have seen since Film Red. If you like dark and realistic depictions of violence, seeing how the effects of a war ending cause mass turmoil in a country, a forbidden and tragic love story, or maybe even just, that wonderful older style of cell animation, then I do wholeheartedly recommend this movie to you. I think that you should watch it. Moving forward, there will be spoilers, massive spoilers for this film. On the second watch through, I was really able to appreciate the romance between Fusei and Kei more, as well as clearly understanding the correlation with the Red Riding Hood story and how it represents their relationship. I did really want Fusei and Kei to run away together. However, I do like the realistic ending with Fusei killing Kei. It makes sense in the bigger picture of the world, and I really do appreciate the tragedy of it. I also appreciated the kiss that they had a lot more on the second watch through, as well as the smaller moments between them. Fusei still choosing to accept Kei despite learning the truth about her made me really enjoy and appreciate their relationship a lot more. When it comes to the Kerberos armor, I really like this armor. I think there's some fantastic shots, especially with it in the dark lighting with the red eyes, and I like how it all flows together really nicely with the backpack and the gauntlet being integral to the gun. I think the ending would be more tragic had we gotten to explore more of Fusei's trauma and the romance between him and Kei. However, I did really enjoy this movie. Now, I did read the Kerberos Panzer Unit manga, and honestly, it's not the best in my opinion. Jin Roh takes the best parts of the manga and makes it even better. Quite personally, I would not recommend the manga. I think you would be just fine watching Jin Roh. That wraps up my review of this film, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, guys.